so I don't blast you guys to oblivion. No one's in the chat yet, but I'm sure people are going to come by at some point. Guys, I think we're over halfway done with the main story. I want to hurry up and finish it so that we can play other games that I know you guys really want me to play through, like Last of Us 2, maybe some Jedi Fallen Order in there, some more Shadow of Mordor. But yeah, we, like I said, for you guys that haven't seen haven't been to this series on the channel, we kind of just chill, honestly. The games come second. We kind of answer questions and talk and socialize and, you know, make friends and make more, you know, or grow the community more. I mean, for like cheat codes or anything like that, or any kind of like you know, real heavy duty tips and being really informative, it's kind of just hanging out. We're just hanging out. So I think we got 5 people in the chat. The Ultimate Fan Sup, what's going on? MN Comic Books, what up, dude? I've been talking about you. Will, MN Comic Books, sent me a package. I opened it on Matt's live yesterday, and I'm still not over it. Like I told my wife today, I was like, New Mutants #1 was in there, and I'm kind of losing my crap over it. And she's like, oh, I was like, yeah, buddy. So I'm still giddy over that, man.
Spidey Freak says, I'm lurking here, but I can't really watch. Justin Perrier says, hey, Pastor, how's your night been? Hope you guys have been staying safe after the hurricane earlier this weekend.
Yeah, so Matt's live was like the first time I've really talked about it. You know, talked about the hurricane stuff a little bit anyway. And we were hit all right. I mean, I don't want to say we were the worst off, but we definitely weren't unscathed. We had internet down for like 2 days. Our power was on and off, like very sporadic, for like 20 hours or something like that, on and off. So almost a day, but it bled in from one day to the other. So we had to wait on that. And for me, being like YouTube content creator, internet was a big deal. And also because my house is not really geared to be pre-internet, so like my kid's bedroom has a smart TV, our living room has a smart TV. I could have been in my room all day, you know, using my PlayStation, but I would have had to play Blu-ray DVDs and stuff like that. I know that's a first world problem, but it was just a high inconvenience for content creation and stuff like that. I was getting a little stir crazy because quarantine obviously has been going on, you know, within the entire time frame. So, but yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I'm glad everything's back to normal now.
ECT Tristan says, didn't see the community post till now, and that notification threw me off guard.
Oh yeah, I don't want to blame YouTube because it very well could be just me, but I've found in the recent couple months that the notifications are hit or miss. Sometimes people see them, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they see them a couple days later, and they have like the bell rung and everything they can possibly do to have them, you know, be notified timely. I don't know why it happens, but I mean, I don't think it's too big a deal. Especially whenever I start to use the community post more often, and just, you know, hopefully get into a rhythm here that you guys can anticipate lives and stuff like that.
M in Comic Book says, you deserved it, man. New Mutants #100 is the last issue, if I remember right. Yes,
it is. You gave me the first and the last. That's really cool. I just realized that now. It is the last of the original run. It's awesome, dude. Like you basically gave me the bookends. I just have to fill in the middle, and that's super cool. Like I said, I feel I'm still super giddy about it. I was so happy when we got off live. I know Matt's live had a couple of technical difficulties last night, and when we finished, I was just like, can you believe that? And Matt doesn't really have a frame of reference of how impactful it is for me, especially since he hasn't seen the movie yet. So he was just really happy for me and my enthusiasm, but I was just like, dude, this is so cool, man. Yeah, it was I was just like a 5-year-old. It was awesome. Thank you so much for that. I treasure that, man. I really do.
Joyful Spirit says, how's the audio today?
Hopefully it's good, Joyful Spirit. I'm not as elaborate as Matt's setup. Matt pretty much has like a Matt pretty much has a Megazord, and I just have one of the Zords. So for me, it's probably easier to catch problems and fix them than it is for Matt, because he just has a lot of moving parts. He basically has a Rolex, and I have like a Casio watch. So hopefully it's good.
Chief Supreme's here. He says, right when my class is about to start.
Oh man, I'm so sorry, dude. I know we make the world a smaller place here in this community, and it sucks that we can't be on at the same time that the other members of the community are. But I can't say it enough. It'll automatically post to YouTube if you want to check it out. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry I can't cater to everyone with that, but I definitely want to do lives at different times of the day to hopefully alleviate that, especially in the weekends when Ash is home. So yeah, especially since you guys like this so much, I'm so happy that I have the live stream video gaming kind of on my channel from the crew, and you guys really enjoy it, so that's cool.
Mark McKeever's here. Savage Gamer's here.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, Chief's here and Prime's here.
Prime.
Still saying hi. Drop a like.
I am Optimus Prime.
How you been? We got a first question. Jake A says, "Yo, I'm here from Holden's. Hold on. Yo, I'm here from Holden's. My friend watches videos. Is this game anywhere near as good as Spider-Man PS4?"
Jake A, that is a fantastic question. In my honest opinion, I think it's very close as far as the fun aspect comes. I think it's very well made. It's basically, if you were to take Spider-Man's fandom, which is Marvel Comics, and Destiny, and you pretty much merged them together. It's what this game is. It's, in my opinion, for people that say the game is, sucks because the story mode is too short or because it's not fun or whatever, I'm okay with that personally, because I invested into this game first and foremost because I'm a huge Marvel fan, but B, because it is like Destiny, and I plan on playing it with Holden and Matt and Jeremy and Prime and whoever else, my close friends. That aspect of it being like Destiny, where we can just you pretty much avatar up as our favorite Avengers and just start, kicking butt everywhere. That's why I got into it. But if you want it as more of a personal experience, then it might not be as good a game like Spider-Man was, where Spider-Man was fantastic as a one-player game. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I personally definitely feel like I got my money's worth out of this. I got the base game, so I only paid $60 for it. So I can't speak for those that paid upwards of $70 and $80 for all the fluff and extra stuff that comes in. I think that I can just grind the game out and get all that stuff without having to pay for it. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Mark McKeever says, "I got 2 of my Pastor's Clergy t-shirts today. They were perfect."
Dude, that's awesome, man. Oh, I think you're the first. I don't even have one yet. I think you're the first one to order that t-shirt. I'm glad that you guys, or you specifically, found it, because it was buried underneath all the Snapkeep video shirts. When I was making the page, I didn't have full control of it as far as knowing all the ins and outs, so I totally was getting in a panic, and I was like, I need to get the shirt out, and I went ahead and just put it out before putting a bunch of options. So I think it only has one option right now of just a premium tee. So I'm glad you found it. I'm glad you liked it enough to buy it. I really like the way it came out, especially the back. That font, that Snapper Keepers font, is pretty dope. I got another shirt coming out maybe by next week. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. It's basically going to be a play off of one of those funny moments in one of Matt's BTS videos where I'm like, there's a cat in the house. It's going to be centered around that, because everyone in the squad just laughs so much when I come in. Every time I come over on Sunday mornings and the cat's by the door, they're like, is the cat in the house, Pastor? I'm like, I don't know. Is it? Who knows? So I'm actually excited for that design.
Everyone's giving me a shout out for reading the comments, and hopefully everybody can hear me. Let me know if I need to speak a little bit louder. AKR the Greek says, "Will you watch the Kick-Ass movies with Holden and Matt?"
Yes. I don't know if Holden wants to go back into another superhero kick with Matt just yet. I know that we're finishing off the X-Men franchise, with Logan included and everything. So he might want to take a break, especially because it's Halloween season. I think Holden has seen them, and if he has seen them, then it'll definitely be on my friend watches, on Holden's channel. But I don't think he's against it. I think personally Matt would enjoy those movies because they are a bit lighthearted. They're very R-rated, obviously, for those that've seen it, but they're not super serious, where Matt's gonna have to know all the backstory and feel that he has to be invested in it and all that. I think that he'll enjoy them just fine. And if Holden, like I said, has already seen them, then I won't do it on my channel.
Braden21 says, "Hey Pat and Ash, congrats on the 3K subs. Happy for you, dude.
Keep this up,
Dude, thank you so much. I still can't believe it. My buddy CJ, that was in my shooting range video. He was telling me the other day. He's like, "Hey man, you like blew up out of nowhere." And at first I was like, I got ahead of myself, and I was like, "Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean I blew up out of nowhere?" He's like, "Dude, you like tripled your subs." So I'm going, "Oh my god, I have 6,000 subs already." He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Oh, I didn't know what you were talking about." And he's like, "Oh no, I mean like it was only like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month tops, that you were at like 150 subs, and now you're almost at 4K." I'm like, "Oh yeah, dude." Kind of freaked me out for a minute, but yeah, thanks, man. It's sweet. He's like, "Yeah, I just never noticed." I still can't believe it, dude. Like I look on there and I'm like, you guys are so awesome to support. I know a lot of it bleeds over from Holden and stuff, and like we all benefit from his channel growing so much, but I'm glad that you guys find my content entertaining enough to want to be a sub to me as well, and that's just so great, man. I hope I make content enough that keeps you guys around for a while.
Sir Patrick Stewart is here, and he says, "Hey all, what's up, Pastor?"
Oh my God, Sir Patrick Stewart is back, guys. All we need is Miles Morales, and I forget the other celebrity that was in here. Oh, Kylo Ren. Dude, you guys, I swear, man, you guys are the best. I love every one of your works, and you guys, I'm not worthy of you guys' fandom, so you guys are the best.
Bandit says, "I wish they made a Power Rangers game similar to the Avengers game. There is so much you can do with the Power Rangers franchise, but companies aren't."
Yeah, so there's a lot of controversy with the Power Rangers. Like, I have the pleasure of having met 90% of the original cast. So I was able to talk a lot, and especially with like Austin St. John, who plays Jason Lee Scott, and I was able to talk a little bit with Jason David Frank, who played Tommy Oliver in the original series, and they told me a lot of stuff that I even talked a lot with David Yost, who played Billy, and the guy that played Zach, I'm forgetting his name right now, Walter Jones. And they told me a lot of the stuff that happened behind the scenes, and a lot of the stuff that they didn't really care for, and why they weren't in subsequent seasons and stuff like that. And a lot of it was very interesting because not to take sides or anything, but a lot happened behind the scenes that were both good and bad, and we never got to know that as fans, especially not us, like people my age that didn't have things like Facebook and MySpace and cons that you can just go to, and we just pretty much had to take it at face value. If we ever walked on the street and saw, Jason David Frank, we'd be like, "Oh my God, it's Tommy." We wouldn't even look at him as Jason David Frank. So there is a lot of history with Power Rangers, so I'm invested as a huge fan, and a lot of my close friends are as well. And I think there's so much lore, there's so much history with it, that I agree 100%. A Power Rangers video game would be great. Like, I got the Elgato, that streaming HD 60, I think is what it's called, to kind of play retro gamings on a streaming scenario with old consoles. And I got it primarily for my my Super Nintendo collection, and one of those games is the Power Rangers game that I love so much. So don't be surprised if I play that at some point when I get the Elgato set up going, because that game it's so cheesy, it's so fast, it's so simple, but it's so nostalgic, and the audio is great, the music is great for the levels, and something about those old games that are just so timeless.
Better get to the facility housing the power
Subsline
junction
and
soon.
the Ultimate Fan are
The
asking
blackout
if
will
you've
delay
seen the Wanda
reinforcements, but
Vision
not if they
trailer.
already know you're coming.
No, I have not. So as far as the trailers, like my buddy the other day was like, "Did you see Mando season 2 trailer?" And I said no. It's not because I don't like watching trailers. It's as of late, I forget what it was, if it was a movie or a show. I think it was a movie. I watched the trailer for something I was really anticipating, and it pretty much played the entire movie, and I was so upset because when the movie came out, I pretty much saw everything coming. And I know that's really rare, and hopefully with things like Facebook and things like social media where fans can voice their opinions on a wide platform, or several platforms, and especially if they have any kind of following, some of these executives get a hold of this stuff and they see it like, hey, people are going to like that. Hopefully with that, things change in the future, but I really don't like going into a trailer and seeing like 70% of the film, because I think it's just so unnecessary that it defeats the purpose of seeing the movie. So I kind of stay away from trailers, and my close friends who know this, usually tend to tell me, hey man, I saw it and I know your rule or your new rule, and I honestly don't think it's going to violate that, and then I'll watch it. So I know that's a bit prima donna of a mentality, but I forget what it was. I shouldn't, since I'm so passionate about it. I forgot what it was that ruined the entire movie from me watching the trailer.
Chris Ferrier says, have you guys considered watching some Tarantino movies with Matt?
Yes, we definitely I know Holden he's not as big a Tarantino fan as I am, but he is a pretty big Tarantino fan. His favorite film is Django Unchained. Mine is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and a close second is Inglourious Bastards. But I also have seen all of his movies because he is my favorite director. So anything he's ever made, even collaborations where he was not necessarily the director, I've checked out. Holden has classics, and by those that aren't as well versed with Tarantino, what we mean by the classics are Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Reservoir Dogs, those kind of movies he has not seen. So I already have talked to him and said, hey, as soon as we get some time into the rotation, and now that my Patreon is up, I am going to be revamping the Patreon page in the next couple of days, partly because I don't want to. I was told that I may or may not be infringing on the rules by not having certain things laid out the way I should, so I need to reinvent it or redo it anyway. But I definitely am going to add a bunch of perks, like being able to vote specifically for the movies we do next and stuff like that, because once we get out of the Underworld franchise, we're going to be doing a lot of one-offs. So if there is a franchise that you guys really want to do, I'm going to let my patrons have first dibs on voting rights, and that way you guys, feel more invested and get all the bang for your buck. So if you guys, any of you that are already my patrons, thank you so much for jumping the gun and really choosing to be a patron before the channel was at optimal performance. But I am definitely going to be keeping that as a really important part of the Patreon page, and that's especially since the channel is relatively small. I want you guys to feel super invested as long as possible. And even if I have 1 million subscribers, I still want to try my best, especially to the people that keep coming back, like MN Comic Books and Chief Supreme and Joyful Spirit, all of you guys, that every time I'm online, you guys are here. I definitely want you guys to feel super, super invested and a part, of it. You know what I mean? What's up? I totally missed.
Patrick Stewart has some stuff in the apartment. Post some of his to avoid Holden dropping it the same day as hers.
Gotcha. I would love to do that. I would love to go. Anyone on here with a channel, please oh, Sir Patrick Stewart, of course. But anyone on here with YouTube, or I just started talking to Matt about TikTok because I'm an old man. I didn't know what TikTok was. I didn't know exactly what it was until yesterday. So I might even do that just as a funsies, kind of a different medium, different platform kind of deal. Especially when I'm out and about, just pull my phone out and just be like, "Hey guys, look what I'm doing! I'm buying rice," or something weird, that you guys might want to get a kick out of. But any kind of video, channels that you guys have, I'd be more than happy to check it out and just be like, what do you guys do? What kind of content do you create? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
AKR the Greek says, what about the Kingman movies?
Yes, the Kingsman movies are some of Holden's favorite movies. Those movies are definitely on his list. It wouldn't be on my channel because he has seen all of them. So Matt has not seen any of them to my knowledge, and Holden is 100% adding them to my friend watches. So don't be shy if he taps into some of those after October, because I think for the most part, of course, I know for Holden's Patreon, you guys have voting rights as well. So for the most part, though, I think everyone wants Halloween-style movies because it's October. So, but the Kingsman movies, I can tell you with confidence, 100%, they are on the list.
Give you your distraction.
We read you, widow.
What's
Yeah.
your status?
Yeah, Ash. If Ash gets up and walks away, she's checking on the boys, or the boy, because we have one. My oldest is with my mom right now.
Patrick Stewart says Kong's Kongsman movies would be Fly.
Oh, Kingsman.
Kingsman. Oh, Kingsman.
Destroying all
Okay.
four
It says
turbines will
Kongsman.
take down that power
Well,
generator.
You meant Kingsman.
well,
Sorry.
I think I and O are not very far away on the keyboard, so that it's probably a typo. Kong movies would be like King Kong, and I don't think he means those since we haven't talked about him. So context clues. But yeah, I love saying that. Holden says that all the time. I talked about how, how I tend to stay away from trailers anyway. Yeah.
AKR the Greek says, thank you for watching the Underworld films. I'm a big fan of them just like you.
Nice. Yeah, actually, I texted Holden. We are working on a schedule. We had a team meeting this weekend when we get together on Sundays and film, and we had a team meeting talking about like across the board what we can do to help each other out as far as scheduling and a couple other issues that were out of our hands, really, and mainly scheduling and making sure that we all respectively have our lives priority first. A lot of us are married and a lot of us have kids and stuff, and other responsibilities like full-time jobs and stuff like that. So we wanted to definitely give each other the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that kind of thing, and always make sure that we communicated and everything. So this Sunday was a great day as far as the community goes from our side of things, and just being able to coordinate the best we can to give you guys all the content possible and all the attention and everything, all good things, So I talked to Holden, and we're kind of sort of going to try a schedule where he and I do film on a certain day of the week to kind of alleviate Sundays a bit, and have that work for everyone. So with all that being said, the next movie that I have scheduled to watch is the third Underworld movie. So hopefully we can do that for you guys. Have it filmed at some point, either this week or next week, and then I'll definitely, since you guys know about that one, I'll definitely let you guys know when it's done. We did film a movie yesterday, another episode of My Friend Finally Watches. It was not Underworld, but it was another movie that I had mentioned watching. I'm not going to say which one it is, just because it's fun. Sorry if you guys, for those of you waiting to ask what is it, I'm not going to say it just yet, because I really want to see. It was a fun one. I'll just put it to you that way. I think everyone had an interesting time with it. So you guys will see. Hopefully I'll have it edited. What's today? Monday. I should have it edited in time for this Saturday, but if not, it'll probably be like Saturday or Sunday. So I'll see. I know I have to coordinate it with Matt because of a project. So maybe it'll be done by this Saturday. But I think you guys will have fun with it. Have fun with watching us do it anyway.
Justin Perrier says, I find you guys all fun and entertaining. I can tell you guys are such great friends. It's awesome to see the camaraderie.
We really are. Like anyone, we're not perfect. We're not perfect people. We don't ever want people to think that we're flawless and we have, all of our stuff, all of our ducks in a row, all of our stuff together, because things happen. And like I love being, and I can clearly, I think I could speak for all of us when I say I love being transparent. I love having the ability that I'm not an actor per se, where you guys pretty much get what you see. We are playing ourselves. We are just having a camera in the room. So you guys definitely see what there is. You don't just see a persona or whatever. I said persona. My friend's a furry. Sorry. So I'm glad that we're able to do that for you guys, and that you guys can see what you see is what you get, kind of deal. And that's why I think it works out. I think that's why everything was able to work out perfectly. And that's a huge thing. It's a huge thing, because we do all come from different, not lifestyles or walks of life, but different, jobs, different schedules, different, and we are able to make it work for the most part. It seems like it's perfect. So you guys are a big deal in all of our lives, individually and collectively.
Forsen, wait another 30 seconds
Brain
before you
from
take
work
off.
says you should watch
Getting the hell out of
Cobra
here.
Kai.
Yes. So the Cobra Kai show is constantly being showed as a you should watch this on my channel. And I 125% Karate Kid movies for the first time not long ago. I had only seen the Jaden Smith one with Jackie Chan and the next Karate Kid, because I was a little too young when the others came out. And the next Karate Kid came out when I was like, you know, that 6 year, I think it was 6 years old or 7 years old or something like that. But I want to watch Cobra Kai because I want to see more of Daniel and that story, because after the next Karate Kid we didn't get any more Daniel. So that is something, if Holden is not interested in doing the Karate Kid, I haven't talked to him about it yet. If he's not interested in doing that, I might do that with Ashley. That is, I don't have an official announcement. It's kind of like an unofficial one, but I do want to, because Ashley pretty much came to me and said, hey, there are a lot of movies that we have that I have not seen yet. And I said, well, do you want to make a video kind of like that? And she says, I think that'd be fine. I was like, well, let me talk to the, you know, the subs whenever I do another live, talk to the subs about it and see what they think. So this is the first time I'm saying it ever. Ashley and I are thinking about doing a similar series where we watch movies at home, and it'll just be probably the two of us, and you know, she watches movies that she hasn't seen yet, and then we do kind of like the same formula of, you know, my friend finally watches, my friend watches kind of deal with just Ashley and I. And a lot of those movies I think will blanket the gap that the other two series will have naturally, because it doesn't matter if Holden hasn't seen it, it doesn't matter if Matt hasn't seen it, it'll be a completely different audience of, you know, making these videos. So you guys can probably benefit from movies like, you know, for example, because I think she's seen some of these, but for example, like if Matt has already seen The Crow and Holden, or if Holden has already seen The Crow and Matt hasn't, then, you know, I won't be making the video on my channel because that'll be for Holden, you know. And if Matt has already seen it and Holden has already seen it, then my wife hasn't already seen it, so she'll be the person in the video, you know. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, you know, definitely let me know here in the chat, or let me know, email me or Instagram message me, whatever, telling me, you know, yes or no. I might, if you guys want, I might do an official poll on the channel, on the community tab, asking if you guys want to do that, yes or no, simple poll. If not, if that's just, you know, rubbing it a little too raw with the content style, I totally get it, which is why I don't want to just go ahead and do it. I still want to make you guys feel invested in the channel as much as possible. So if that's something you guys want to watch, you know, I'll worry about the rest of the world, the rest of YouTube later, but you guys are priority because you're my friends, you know. So if you guys want to see something like that, definitely let me know. Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but Joyful Spirit pretty much nailed it on the nose with it. That would be the title. It'd be my wife watches, you know, blank essentially, and it'll be its own series, and it'll be movies, TV shows, YouTube videos that have gone viral that you know, I caught and she hasn't seen yet, or something like that. So it'll just be a fun channel, and maybe I'll upload them, since we would be able to film them a lot more regularly, or a lot of it'll be a lot more convenient for us to film them. I might do that, like, you know, every week as well, and like do it like on a certain day of the week. Like, you guys can expect every Wednesday a my wife and I watch something video. So from the sounds of it, you guys are cool with that. If so, I know Ashley is probably biting her nails in anticipation because she's been wanting to do it anyway. So I am 100% down with that. I know for a fact I can give you guys some previews of movies she has not seen, which is what sparked the idea. She has not seen any of the Predator movies. She saw bits and pieces of like Alien 1, and she cannot remember what it is, like what she saw or anything like that. So those franchises would be on there. And you know, even if Holden does do it on his channel, you know, you guys will get Ashley's reaction in a full video, instead of just, you know, a video of her talking about it, you know, as like an after ad, because she can't be with me when I'm filming Holden's videos because of scheduling and because of our kids. So you guys will get a separate video on my channel about what she thought of Alien. And you know, as long as I let Matt know and just be like, Matt, I know you want to support me, bro, but don't watch this video because it'll spoil stuff. I think it'll be fine. I think that's because, you know, Matt's pretty much the only person in our group that tends to not have seen these movies. So as long as he stays away from the videos, it wouldn't spoil anything or anyone else's content or anything like that. So I think it'll work out just fine. Oh, dude, sick. I love Milton. I love Milton's Walmart compared to Crestviews Walmart, just because Crestviews Walmart kind of doesn't have much going on for it as far as variety, and they tend to not coordinate with the Walmart.com what's the word I'm looking for, like merchandise. They tend to have like their own selection of stuff, and Walmart.com will say they have it in stock, and 9 times out of 10 they don't. So the Milton Walmart doesn't have that issue typically, at least not for me now. So I love going to Milton for that. I love also going because Tasty Freeze is delicious, and it's a great cheat day restaurant.
Okay, so I kind of like skipped a bunch of stuff. Did you want me to go back?
Yes, yeah. If you don't mind, give everyone their moment.
Yeah, I went back. I went down to the bottom to see what they were saying about the. So I didn't get out of order. Consensus was
Sweet. We're doing it. Sorry if I hurt your ears because I just went pretty high pitched there. Dímelo, mi hermano. What's going on? That was
his question.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. I mean, you didn't do too bad. I understood what you said. I mean, your pronunciations weren't perfect, but I mean, you still got the message across, so don't feel bad about that.
Market Fever's asking if anybody's watching Lovecraft.
No, I haven't seen that. Is that on Netflix? I feel like one of it is. I feel like somebody on another live had mentioned it before. I definitely, if it's H.P. Lovecraft related, I'm definitely interested.
What do you think about the rumor of more Mr. Power Rangers?
So I think it's awesome. I know that YouTube created a video a couple years ago, actually a few years ago, where it's more of like an R-rated theme. It showed the fact that Billy was, gay, and if I remember correctly, like they showed like because David Yost in real life, is gay, and he came out and publicly and told us his struggle and stuff. I met him and got to talk to him a lot about that, and it was great. I loved every minute of that. I always remember that conversation, and the fact that I saw the short film and they chose to include that. I found it really, really cool and really awesome to honor that, because it was relatively soon in the movement of having gay people and lesbian people and trans and queer, everyone getting equal rights, which is a big passionate subject for me, but I won't get into that right now. I definitely like that they included that. I definitely like that it was a bit R-rated. I didn't like the fact that James Vanderbeek was cast to play Rocky. I thought that was kind of weird. Not that Rocky was in it, but that they chose him, because it's kind of hard to see him as anything but the Dawson. So that was weird, but I did love the concept of it being R-rated. I love the concept of the violence and all that, because they really, it's a fighting show. So I mean, I know that some of the Power Rangers, that original Power Rangers, the cast members, when people asked them what they thought of it, they didn't really care for it. But no disrespect to their opinions or anything like that. I definitely enjoyed it, and I would watch a feature-length movie or series or whatever of like the Power Rangers being more of, I guess, R-rated or adult-oriented, because no disrespect to the younger generation, but the Power Rangers was our thing. So like anyone in their mid-20s, late 30s, early 30s, like that's our thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't have a problem with it being R-rated and growing with its audience, if that makes sense.
He says that Jeremy got me into the series, and this week's episode was pretty good. So they're talking about how Jeremy's actually got them on for the series.
Well, Well, guys, Jeremy's a wizard, man. He just does magical things all the time. He enlightens people's brains and people's lives, and he's a life changer. He's a motivational speaker. He's a very insightful human being. I love Jeremy to death, so I am not surprised at all that Jeremy knew. Jeremy's the only person that knew about the movie I showed Holden yesterday, which, like I said, no surprise. I even mentioned it in the video. You guys will see that I talk about how Jeremy's he's awesome. He's like my second half. I don't want to say he's my better half, especially with my wife in the room, but he's my second half when it comes to just being a fan of being a fan. Jeremy gives everything the light of day, just like I do. Gives everything its fair chance to wow us and impress us and you know, do what entertainment is supposed to do, which is entertain us. So the fact that he's able to share that with you guys, I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for you. I'm thrilled for, you know, it's good things, man. It's great.
So we're on 26 games, what is your favorite season of Power Rangers? And what is your box of you? You said it's best.
Oh, okay. My favorite season of Power Rangers is season 1. I know it's kind of weird because it has like 100 and whatever episodes, but it's easier for me to say like my favorite group of Rangers, and that's the originals, like Jason, you know, Tommy and Zach and Kimberly and Trini and Billy and, you know, all of them. So anything with them in it, especially the episode with, I'm forgetting his name right now, but that big floating head and the big creature that pretty much wrecks them, and they're forced to get Titanus and all that for the first time. I think that's when that happens. That was huge. That, and when Lord Zed was introduced, I remember having to have a choice because it was Sunday afternoon and I had to go to school Monday, and my grandma at the time was like, well, you have a choice. You get to go outside and play with your friends, or you can stay up late and watch Power Rangers. If you go out with your friends, then you have to go to bed as soon as, you know, it's curfew and bedtime. But if you choose to watch Power Rangers, you can stay up as long as it takes for you to watch all of it. So I thought it was great, and I loved that season and all that. So.
The last part of his question.
Oh, he's asking if, who is it again? Sylvia on 26 Gaming is asking if the P.O. Box is up and running. Yes, it is. Sí está listo el P.O. Box. The address is 90 Palm Boulevard, not Avenue, because I kept saying Avenue. Okay.
You were doing this for
Okay, 90 Palm Boulevard in Niceville, Florida, and the P.O. Box number is 1962. That is the year that Spider-Man was created, and that's why we picked that number. So 32588 is the zip code. And that's the P.O. Box. Ooh, man. Finally. Oh, what's up?
This is actually pretty cool. Brad
Fiddick?
Yeah, Fiddick says, so the 2017 Power Ranger movie was filmed in Kamloops? I'm not sure what that is. I think it's a city. Kamloops?
Kamloops?
Kamloops. Interesting city name. Because in my city, I stood in the rock quarry where they found the morpher. I actually got
Dude!
On set. That's pretty cool.
That's one of my favorite things about that movie, is that they made it to where the morphers were always on Earth. They were always there, available for anyone to find it, and hopefully they were worthy. I love that they augmented them in human form as well. That movie was awesome. That's one of those movies that the more I watch it, the more I like it. You know, having all the negative talk, like when a movie has a lot of negative talk, you know, I always go into it with an expectation of, is it really bad? Not so much is it great, but is it really bad? That's one of those movies that the answer is no. The movie was super enjoyable, super rewatchable. I love the changes that they made. I didn't think it was disrespectful to the franchise. I loved everything about that movie, really, especially Rita. I thought that Elizabeth Banks did an amazing job as Rita Repulsa, and I loved the fact that Billy was, super techie at home, and not just like in a garage where it was just super generic like it was in, the TV show, where you're just like, is that your house, or is that like an abandoned house, or is that like a school? What is that? You got to see Billy's room and all that. I thought it made it feel like they were in high school. That was my biggest qualm with the original series, that they all obviously were a lot older than high school, I think. But they didn't look like they were in high school. They looked like they were in like a YMCA, which they were for the most part at the juice bar. But still, I love the movie. The movie was great. I actually wanted the guy that played Billy to be cast as Miles Morales. I thought that would be a really good, because he looked so, you know, nerdy and brainiac-y and stuff, that I thought he would be a great Miles. But it just didn't work out, obviously. And I think he's a lot older now, that I don't think he can play the Miles character anymore.
AKR the Greek says, what are your thoughts on the Snyder Cut?
To my knowledge, it's not out yet. I could be wrong. If it is out yet, I haven't seen it. My thoughts going into it would be a question I guess I can answer more accurately. I'm excited for it because I know that my God, why am I forgetting his first name? Zack Snyder had a lot of real world problems happen when that movie was in production, you know, with the death of his daughter and stuff like that. So a lot of what the original cut had done, I think, was affected to some degree, at least tragedy of losing his family member. But I'm curious to see what the difference is. I definitely am going to watch it. I'm definitely going to do either a video with Holden about it or a video on my channel about it. It will have a moment on my it'll have my thoughts shared on one of our channels, so rest assured on that. But I don't know. I haven't looked. Like I said, the trailer. If the trailer's all we got, I saw a photo of Superman in the black suit, and I thought that was cool. So if that's my only impression, which it is, I am really excited about it.
Brad FedEx says JDF and Amy Jo were in my hometown, and I was out of town that week. I was so peed off.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can curse or not.
Well, pissed off is not really a curse. I think we have a lot of people from the UK, and you know, pissed off is like a lot of you know, a lot of common speech. Yeah, dude, I can imagine. I had a moment where I missed out on this is probably gonna make some of you laugh, but when I had moved to Florida, it was the year that one of the Twilight movies came out or something like that. But I was watching one of the VMAs, I think, one of those videos or one of those shows on videos and on television, and they were saying that Taylor Swift is live in New York performing one of her songs. That's kind of like a live music video performance that wasn't on stage, and turns out she was doing it in the subway platform that I used to take every day to go to high school. And I was like, you mean to tell me that I could have met Taylor Swift if I was at home right now? I could have ran to the train station and been like, well, I probably wouldn't have gotten through because cops would have been like, what are you doing, bro? But still, I was just like, what? But that one didn't affect me as much as missing out on a Breaking Benjamin 3 Days Grace concert because my ticket fell behind my dresser. That one really annoyed me, like really, really annoyed me. So I feel you on that. Having, you know, circumstances impede on being able to meet people and see, you know, celebrities and stuff like that.
AKR the Greek says, this is the Transformers series by Michael Bay.
Okay. I know that I actually have never been asked that. I know I'm a fan of the first one, like, by a lot. That's my favorite one. I know that there are a lot of the movies to make enough to make a series of them. I don't think my wife has seen. Okay, so she's seen 1 and 2. And she has not seen the others, so maybe we can do a little video discussion on how we feel about the first and second one, and then do a less watch of the others. Maybe that'll be on there, as you know, if you guys are all okay with that. That would be probably the way that we would do that series, because we've already seen the first and second. So but yeah, I'm up for the Transformers movie. Sure, why not? Oh, hold on. This is probably a bad time for me to be reading comments, but Sylveon Gaming. Sí, ya empezó el P.O. Box. La dirección es 90 PALLM Boulevard en Niceville, Florida, NICEVILLE, Florida, y el zip code 32578. Y el número del P.O. Box es 1962.
Figure Greek says, is Holden going to do the Amazing Spider-Man film?
Yes, he is. Holden is going to do the Amazing Spider-Man films. That's going to be a series that he does on his channel because Spider-Man, and Matt does want to watch the rest of. Wow, I just got sniped. Matt does want to watch the rest of the Spider-Man movies because he has seen them all except for those, and watches on Holden's channel.
Hartini Hamad says, hello, Pastor. Oh, hey, yo, Pastor, sorry.
Hey, yo, what's up? Welcome.
Toby Music's here.
Hey.
Catch some of his music
An
the other
elite
day. It
AIM
was
team
great.
is close
So
by
great.
and on
I
alert.
loved it.
Yeah, buddy.
But that was, sorry, that was like 43 minutes ago. So, I'll leave you with a question and then I'm going to go check on the baby. Joyful Spirit says, are you guys going to watch The Greatest Showman?
I think that's the one with Hugh Jackman. I think Holden wants to do that one. I'm not 100% sure. I have not seen that yet. I have not seen that movie yet. I know it's supposed to be really good. Like a really good movie to watch. Like, you know, as far as like musical performances go and stuff like that. So I'm okay with watching that on my channel if Holden has already watched it, or if he chooses not to do it on his channel, just because I haven't seen it. So you guys will get my initial reaction of it, which I think would be pretty cool. Oh man, maybe I'm too weak for this mission because I forget that's a thing. Holy cow. Need to get some life.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Oh, wow. Defeat the enemy squad. See, that's what happens when I haven't played the game in a while. I forget, like, how the enemies are immune and stuff like that. Let's see if I can read this here. The comments. And you guys feel free if anyone, just so that I make sure everyone gets their answers to their questions, if they ask a question and we miss it on the chat because it scrolled too fast or whatever, feel free to go ahead and answer those questions. Don't feel, you know, like you're infringing or anything like that. If you guys want to, that is, you know, I'm not telling you to do that, obviously, but if anyone has a question that was answered or already spoken about on the channel earlier, you can feel free to let them know so they don't feel like they are being ignored by us or anything like that. Wait. Alright, cool. Thank you, Hulk. Nice. Wow, that was a lot of damage.
I'm in some trouble here. Oh, really felt that one. Really did. Ah. Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
All right. Sorry I'm being really quiet. Ash is checking on Luke, and I'm trying not to die. Whoa.
Hey,
Green is out. Not feeling so hot tonight.
Nice job, you.
She kind of looks like Captain Marvel with this outfit when it's in that form. Pretty dope.
One of their agents is down.
Cool. Need to find some life.
Thanks much.
Oh man. Alright, well Ash is back. Now she can read some of the comments again. Sorry about that, guys.
Another agent down.
SPC Bird 3171 of 1993 says, hello Pastor, how's it going? What other films are you going to have Holden
On
watch?
your feet.
So we have the third Underworld will be the next one that we film. We filmed one on Sunday that I'm not really saying what the name is yet. It should be out by this weekend, unless I can't remember, because I remember I told Matt we were going to coordinate on when I released it, so it may be the Saturday after this coming Saturday, but it might be this Saturday. I'm not sure. I'll have more information on that later in the week. But we did film one this weekend. The next one is going to be Underworld 3, and after that is we're probably going to finish the Underworld movies or get really close to them. Maybe take another break because the third one is a prequel. I know that he hasn't seen Baby's Day Out, and we want to do that. We definitely want to do that movie. I'm trying to remember what other movies off the top of my head. I know that he hasn't seen any of the Godfather movies, so that's on the list. I'm gonna try and do movies that have to do with Halloween though, because it's October. So any horror movies that he hasn't seen, or monster movies or anything like that, will probably make the list. As soon as I talk to him and get a list going on Halloween, I'll have a better list to tell you guys. And especially when I get that list done, those of you that are patrons can go ahead and vote on what we watch and what order we watch it in, because that's one of the perks on Patreon. So yeah, we definitely have a lot of movies that he hasn't seen, which I'm happy about, because relatively speaking, there aren't that many movies he hasn't seen, but there are enough for a series. So
Surefire Plan is asking if you like Black Widow in the game, and who's your favorite character in the game, play-wise and look-wise?
So I do like Black Widow. She's pretty cool. I think she's a support character at best. I don't know if she's a main character. Like, she may very well be. I'm not sure. Not yet, anyway. I haven't played the game consistent enough to know that. But my favorite character to play as is Thor. Not just because he's my favorite Avenger, just because I had the most fun playing as him. I only got a taste of it though in the very beginning. So when I get Thor unlocked and playable, it's going to be super awesome. I know it. But yeah, my favorite player to play as would be Thor, and Black Widow's okay. She's definitely not, a bad character or anything like that to play as. Alright, well, I need to get better at this dodging for sure. Get some health over here.
What are your thoughts on Microsoft buying Bethesda?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Bethesda is.
I owe you one.
Well, Mark McKeever did a super chat for $5. So shout out to the comments you received. Shout out to the comments you received yesterday. Did you let Matt flip through one of the books? Hashtag road to 4K.
Thank you so much for the super chat, first and foremost. Matt did get to see all of them as far as like the covers and stuff. He didn't flip through any of them because they were all bagged and backed, and he was in the middle of a live. But Matt has flipped through a comic book before. He was at the one of his BTS's. He's in the back seat of my truck and he's reading one of my Magneto comics, I think, or flipping through it at least. He thinks comics are fascinating. He thinks they're a very, very fun way of reading and watching at the same time. And I told him, I was like, yeah, that's the best thing about them. It's like watching a TV show in book form. They even come with commercials. And he was like, commercials? I said, yeah. They have like full page ads that randomly get inserted in the middle of the comic. So when you're reading the comic, I know when I was a kid and I would be reading comics, I would go, and whenever I got to a commercial or full page ad, I would go to the bathroom, and leave my comic book on my bed and go, all right, bathroom break, and go to the bathroom and then come back and keep reading. So that was a little fun little tradition I did as a youngster, reading comics. And Matt thought that was funny. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. So basically Microsoft is expanding their video game company library or ownership franchise kind of deal. Cool. That's awesome. I'm glad that that companies don't just go under, they get bought out. I know some people don't really like the buyout concept, for various reasons, but I tend to my perspective on it is, if the companies are bought out, like TikTok, I learned was recently bought out, which is why it's not going to be taken off of the air or whatever. I think sometimes it's the best thing that can happen, especially with something that's really beloved or really has a really big fan base and stuff. And it seems like this company, from what you're saying, they make really, really cool games, and it has a pretty significant, fan base.
Oh, and a response to the Snyder Cut from earlier, Comic Source did say that it's not out yet, but it will be in May of next year, and 3 parts on HBO.
Nice. So yeah, I know I at the very minimum have friends that have HBO Max, so I will be watching it at some point or another, even if it means renting it for the weekend or whatever. So yeah, we're definitely gonna watch it. Oh my God, I don't think I'm strong enough for this mission.
Game Perfect says, what did you think about Aunt May being young?
I didn't really care for that, honestly, because I knew that going into it, if Aunt May was young, best case scenario would be that Uncle Ben would be young as well, and it wouldn't seem as like the Uncle Ben that we all know. The not to say that if you're young, you can't be wise, but we all know that it just wouldn't sit the same if Uncle Ben was a young man. He wouldn't have that wisdom to deliver the most popular Spider-Man line that we all know and love. So I knew that it would be more of a kiddie Spider-Man movie, as opposed to like a Tobey Maguire senior in high school going to college Spider-Man, which is the Spider-Man I like to watch when it's about Peter Parker. Now, when it's about Miles, obviously, because he's my favorite Spider-Man, I am 100% okay with the fact that he's still a kid. So that was my not that I think her name was Marissa Tomei. Not that she did a bad job or anything like that. I just didn't. It just didn't hold up to me like the original Aunt May did, because she was, older and had more experience with life and stuff like that.
Comic Source also asked, Pastor, what's your thoughts on the Star Wars sequel trilogy?
The sequel trilogy. Gotta remember which ones are which. The sequel trilogy is the newer ones. I thought they were okay. My only, I don't want to say negative because they're not really negative. They're just opinionated. Comments are that I would have changed who was opposed to Palpatine, but that's just my opinion. It's not that the movie would have been way better if they did that or not. That's not what I think at all. I just think that because it was like a Harry Potter scenario where it could have been Neville or Harry, that's how I felt about it. I really don't see it being only working with Palpatine, mainly because Sith aren't really known for having kids. Obi-Wan, it was already set up that Obi-Wan could have had a kid. He had a love interest in Clone Wars, So it would have made a lot of sense if it was Obi-Wan's child, more so than Palpatine, because Palpatine has always been, you know, in love with the Force, and that's it. So, God, these people hit hard. No wonder I'm dying so fast. But anyway, I think if I die again, I'm gonna go to another mission. This must be too difficult for me, or I might not have the right things equipped. But yeah, I thought they were okay. I thought I still think Episode 7 is the strongest in the series. It's the movie that I enjoyed the most. It's the movie that I anticipated the most. And I know a lot of that is because it was the first Star Wars movie, you know, in like 10, 15 years or whatever it was. So that there's a lot, you know, that's a lot to do with it. But I still think it was the best one of the rest of them. So that's what I feel about it anyway.
He's saying a bunch of Incredible Hulk stuff, like Thor Tiny Adventure. Hilarious, and I keep seeing it. I can't believe I missed that. In and out of the chat, it's great.
That's funny.
Let's see. Surefire Plan is asking, have you watched Baby Driver, and what are your thoughts on it?
I have not seen Baby Driver yet. I know that's one of those movies that kind of flew under my radar, and I heard that it was a good watch. So I am not. I saw it the other day, advertised on, I think it was Amazon Prime, but I have not seen it yet. But I'm looking forward to watching it just because I know it's one of those movies that does have a fan base, does have, you know, people that really like it and talk about it and stuff. So, but I haven't seen it yet. No.
Oh, Kylo Ren's here.
Kylo.
He says he can't really stay for the live, but he's celebrating his brother's birthday.
Thanks for sliding by, and tell your brother I wish him happy birthday. He may not know who I am, but I still wish him a happy birthday anyway.
Game Perfect is asking if you're getting the PS5.
Yes, I am getting the PS5. I was actually talking to Jenna about it yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to be getting it when it drops because of, you know, bugs and stuff like that. But there is something that I had overlooked, and that's that I heard there are two different ways of getting the PS5, and that's the the digital version where it doesn't play discs, and then you have the actual traditional version. If that's the case, I'm thinking about maybe looking into getting the newer version, just because I kind of am already used to not having the physical copy. It can break and need repairing, so that's my thought process. But if you guys know more about it than I do, please feel free to drop some knowledge and tell me if that's a good approach or not. So but that's what I'm thinking of doing right now, is if I get it when it first comes out, I'm gonna be getting it probably the digital, plus it's cheaper, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's like less expensive. Of course you would know that, babe.
Okay,
Yeah, I think, okay, I'll put it to you this way. I think Matt has a better, or we have a better chance of Matt getting into comics than Matt getting into animated movies. I just don't think that's Matt's thing. I think the movie has to be like super out of this world awesome for Matt to get behind animated movies. But I think Matt would be more inclined to reading like an Avengers comic than getting into animated films. So I don't think it's a lost cause to say he can very well be a comic fan.
The Incredible Hulk says The Incredible Hulk 08 is the best MCU movie.
08 is the MCU one. Really? I mean, I'm really happy that oh, it says the internet quality is, maybe it's bad weather out. It's saying that the internet quality is getting really laggy. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out. If it does, guys, we've already been on for an hour, so I'm okay with, you know, having had an hour with you guys at least tonight. But maybe I'll just do it after this mission. If I die again, I'm gonna call the stream, but because I don't know why. Maybe it's the weather that's making it. We're still in a trial period of everything coming back online, so hopefully it lasts long enough that I can finish the mission. But yeah, what were the Incredible Hulk movie? Yeah, so I think it's really interesting because that movie is, unfortunately, because I don't want any of the MCU movies to be looked at as bad, but that movie is one of the ones that people tend to not like. and like make fun of and say it's so bad that it's unrememberable or not memorable. But I'm glad to hear that someone's really passionate about it, because you know, that's really cool. I'm a type of person who loves when people are fans of things. You know, I love that people can turn around and be like, no, it's awesome, unless it's something that I believe is objectively wrong, like The Last Airbender being a good movie. I don't see anyone saying that that's a good movie, which is a very rare occurrence, because like I said, I like for everyone to, you know, I like to support those with different opinions. But when it's something really obviously objectively crazy, I'm like, okay, whatever. But I actually do like that, you know, you're a big fan of a movie that's widely looked at as bad, you know. There's nothing wrong with that, and I think it's great. More power to you, man.
Benji Time is saying, Pastor, can we send you comics to the PO box, or would you just want those that are more rare / cool for your collection?
So, anything. If you guys send me a square of toilet paper with, "Hi, Pastor, I just wanted to send you something," I will treasure it anyway, because the PO box is it's something really special to me, because it's something that serves as more than just a gift. It's something that was in your possession, and you felt that you were a fan of mine, or you know, you admired me or whatever so much that you felt that I needed to have it, so you sent it to me. I love that. I love the personal touches. If you guys ever want to send like anything personal, like a postcard or anything like that, I'm okay with that. I am more than okay with that. I would treasure that. So yes, you send me any comics or any kind of you know, cool goodies, whatever that you have. I don't only value high dollar things or valuable things or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but everyone has the right to send, you know, what they can, what they want. And I don't have a preference. I'm going to treat it the same as I treat anything else sent to me. I will add it to a live. I will add it to an unboxing video. I will do any of that if you want me to. And also at the same time, if you don't want me to and you wish to be anonymous or private or anything like that, I will be more than happy to not broadcast it and instead send you a video, a little clip or a letter or an email or something saying thank you anyway. That'll, you know, give it to you in a personal fashion that way. But yeah, the PO box is there for you guys to feel more connected to us, not for, you know.
Joyful Spirit is asking, are you looking forward to the Star Wars
so I can get you inside the
Squadrons?
Oh yes, yes. Matter of fact, I'm looking forward to it so much. I'll show you this right now, so you guys can get an idea of what I will be playing as when I get that game. It's gonna be harder for you guys to understand what I'm saying, but hopefully you get to see this.
AIM's network is equipped with a multi-point authentication system. I need access to multiple terminals. The more the better.
Yeah, this is my 501st helmet, for those of you wondering. This is what it looks like.
Initiate a shutdown protocol if they gain access to the terminals. You cannot let them.
It's super cool. I know, I love it. Now you guys can hear me again, and I can breathe better because I don't have my fans going on in there, because I don't have my chest box on.
Okay, so Mark McKeever's asking, do you miss the convention circuits, and do you see yourself dragging that agenda to a show?
That is a amazing question. Yes, and more yes. Yes to everything. I do miss it very, very much. I'm used to, with conventions and with conventions and with troops for the 501st, all of that pretty much stopped because of coronavirus. So I miss it a lot. I was talking about it the other day with one of my squad mates, and he was like, remember when we were just able to go on the websites and sign up for people's birthday parties and community events and you know, cancer freezes and awareness events and stuff like that, and we could just go and make people's days better by looking like their favorite Star Wars characters. And I was like, yeah, I really miss it a lot. I can't wait for coronavirus to go away. And definitely cannot wait for Matt to go to a convention for the first time. I think he's going to have a great time. I think that if he goes into it thinking this is not a place for me because I'm not a Uber nerd, I think that'll change his perspective on it for sure.
The Incredible Hulk says, my sequel ranking, number 1 is The Incredible Hulk. Number 2 is Rise of Skywalker. Number 3 is The Force Awakens. Number 4 is The Last Jedi. I'm sorry, I had to read that one. That was great.
If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily,
my mom's calling me.
Infiltrate their security system.
So you guys are going to get to hear me talk to my mom. Hold on. Hey, Mom, you're on the internet. No, I'm doing a live right now. I'm playing online on my YouTube channel. So you called me and I told the people online that I will be talking to you on the phone while I'm on the internet. So what's up? Yeah, I'm actually about to get off soon here, so I can call you when I get off. All right. Well, she's helping me, so yeah. All right, Mom. All right, bye.
Was she mad?
No, she wasn't mad. She was like, what? I'm on the internet? I was like, yeah, you're on the internet, so be careful what you say. And she was like,
King of the Hill 34 says, Pastor, did you celebrate the
Head for the
21st night of
terminal
September
so I can
like
get you
Earthling
inside
Messiah?
the lab.
It would be today.
no, I didn't.
Today's the 21st.
I didn't. Oh my God, I didn't celebrate it.
AIM's network is equipped with a multi-point authentication system. I need access to multiple terminals. The more the better.
All right.
AIM will
Let's
attempt
do
to
it. Let's not
initiate a
die this
shutdown
time, guys.
protocol
Let's
if
do
they
this.
gain access to the terminals. You cannot let them.
Got something in your eye?
Okay, so Fire Plan is commenting on
AIM has initiated their shutdown.
PS5 stuff. He says, well, but if you buy a digital PS5, you need to buy games in the PlayStation Store, and you can't buy cheaper games on sale at GameStop, and you can't sell your play games or give them to your friends.
That is very true. I will say that is a big difference between them. I don't know, honestly, just because most of my friends are PlayStation fans and we tend to buy the same games. So me personally, I don't think that's going to be a big deal. But yes, I do agree with the fact that those are trade-offs that you just cannot compromise with having the digital one. But I don't think for me it'll be the big deal. So those aren't defining factors. It would have to be like a performance thing. Like, for example, if it required me to have a very specific internet connection or something like that, that's when I will consider not venturing out and doing something different, like getting the digital one.
Benji Time is saying that his internet is laggy here too in Houston. I guess he's in Texas, and he says that there's a hurricane. Well, I don't know if he's in Houston, but they've got hurricanes over there too.
Oh man, dude.
Like 5 in the Gulf right now.
My prayers are with you on that, man. I know that this is hurricane season or whatever, and it's insane how this stuff just comes out of nowhere, affects us out of nowhere, and you know, we just can't do anything until it's over. So my prayers are with you. Stay safe, and you know, definitely you know, stay safe, essentially. Like, that's all I can say. Take whatever precautions you can to remain, you know, you safe and your stuff safe. So like, even if that means unplugging stuff, you know, to make sure that it doesn't, you know, get damaged or anything like that.
Beginning infiltration.
Game Perfect is asking if you can play Spider-Man, if you can play Miles Morales as Spider-Man. I'm not sure if it's in this game or what he's talking about.
If you're asking if I can play as Miles in this game, the answer is no. I think we get the unlock of Peter Parker soon. Not sure when, but soon. If you're asking about Miles Morales PS5 game, yes. Well, that's one of the... That is probably the biggest reason why I'm getting a PS5 is to play as Miles. So that is a definite yes. Paul W.S. Anderson, like the Resident Evil movies, those kind of movies. Is that what you're talking about?
You're the best.
AIM's initiated their shutdown protocol. I'm inside AIM's security system.
Oh no, guys, we're gonna no. We can't let them win.
Oh, Wes Anderson and then like the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, that's right. I think I confused that the last time somebody asked me about those movies. I think I saw the Grand Budapest for the first time with you, babe, at your parents' house.
You did. I loved it. It was super weird. It was one of those movies that you have to watch with an open mind. It's kind of similar to the movie that you and I watched the other day that we were going to do a review on.
Oh, Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah, because I watched it, and it's kind of similar to that, kind of the same kind of style a little bit, and I really loved it, and it's definitely one of those movies that once I watch it again, I gain new insight on it.
Gotcha. I mean, then we should rewatch it, because I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I died again. It sucks. I'm going to try it one more time, just because I want to beat these guys, and we're so close. So, yeah.
Surefire Plan is asking, have you played the Uncharted games? And
if you can gain control of AIM's network,
I played the first, I think, 3 God of War games for PS3. Yeah. And Uncharted, I am actually currently playing the first one because I got it when coronavirus first came out because PlayStation was just handing them out for free and for download. So I'm currently in the very beginning of the first game. I am up to the part where you're on the boat with the old man and you get like rushed by like pirates or whatever it is.
AIM will attempt to initiate a shutdown protocol if they gain access to the terminal.
Have another Jedi Knight for Patreon.
Oh, thank you so... Oh, man. Thank you so much. And please, bear with me on that. No, you guys have been super awesome telling me to, no rush, but I feel so bad that you guys are patrons and you're not really getting much for it, but thank you so much for it. I definitely, as I said earlier, I'm going to be revamping the Patreon page and making it, everything I want it to be very, very soon, in the next couple days.
Andy Evans is asking, did you watch any Batman on Batman Day?
When I didn't know there was a Batman Day. What's Batman Day? Is that today?
AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol.